Hey guys. So Matt's not here, and I miss Matt. This is the part where Matt comes on and tells you about the Build Show and how we're here to help people build financial power. And his name is Matt, and I'm Potter. So, yeah, I'm going to try to do this. We did let you guys know, hey, we're going to kind of change up stuff. He's going to do some sometimes, and I'm going to do some sometimes. And today we'd already started to get ready to talk to you guys about, I'd already started to get ready to talk to you guys about crypto wallets, but I really want to talk about the Fed. With that being said, see what I did there? I really have to learn to put my laugh track in. We will be doing more videos, and I'm trying to convince myself to do shorts, but it's just like my nerves get to me. So anyway, for those who are here, like, I looked at the title, lady, stop talking. We want to talk about crypto wallets and do a little bit of a deep dive. And it's an important topic that, people just keep pushing to the side. And I know that we've talked about, the storage of it, but there's more. Let's get into it. Who cares? Well, everybody kind of should care. But who cares is not as important as why you should care. Anybody who's getting into anything in crypto, especially drip, because if you think about it, right? Oh man, I've seen people who've had their wallets compromised by drip. You have to sit there and watch them learn how to use drip and then figure out how to constantly hydrate and, do whatever. And you just think, well, if I have a specific type of hardware, then I'll be okay. So this is me doing all this stuff. But we're not gonna try to get you through like a big understanding. This is not a college course, but you do need to understand the difference between hardware, software wallets. You need to understand why it's important. This music is kind of starting to annoy me a little bit. Okay, so if you're new here, you can go ahead and say goodbye because this is probably horrible. But we're going to get to the meat of it soon. So let me get back here. Banners. Yeah, so the expectation is that you'll walk away going, all right, I definitely understand it wasn't what I thought it was when I hear crypto wallets. You hear crypto wallet and you think of, your mind goes straight to these guys. It goes straight to Ledger or Trezor or something like this. We've talked about Arculus, and we've talked about, well, what happens if there's a tornado, right? If there's a tornado and I don't have my Trezor, it's about the password and the keys. And so you can go back and look. After you've seen this, you're like, no, thank you. But you can go back and look. We've already talked about the myth behind having Trezor or these ledgers, because they just don't work when it comes to if they're lost. On top of that, there's a software component, and so there's these big myths about, if I have a hardware wallet, I'm good. I don't have to worry about anything else. And that's just not true. Let's say that you backed it up. You've backed it up. Let's say you even have two Trezors. Why you would do that? But let's just say you have two. You've got redundancy. What about the software that it's written on? And so someone was asking, Cole was asking about SafeMoon. There are other wallets out there, SafeMoon, Rabby, Metamask. They fit right in line with Trezor, Argulis, or Ledger. The challenge here is saying, what is my risk profile? How do I develop a risk profile? Well, you want to be informed. You have to understand the architecture. Oops, the architecture. So you have to understand the architecture, the way the wallets work. So, for example, you have an Exodus. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They're an exchange, kind of, and they also have a wallet. And so, inside of Exodus, what you can do. Thanks, RT. Inside of Exodus, what you can do is you can do all kinds of management. But when you go to say, okay, I want to transfer this out of my wallet, I want to transfer X amount of Ethereum out of my wallet. Unlike MetaMask, the architecture is different. So Exodus assumes that you're on an Ethereum chain, right? So if you're on an Ethereum chain, now they can say, well, we decide your gas fees. Now I'm gonna, again, this conversation is not for people who don't want to know about the deeper realm of crypto wallets, because this stuff is getting complicated. And then you have to go on the fact that I'm talking about things that are familiar to the architecture that we understand. So for Animal Farm, Forex put on a minimum gas payment. Well, and that's for an application. Inside of the Exodus wallet, there's a minimum there's a minimum amount of Ethereum that they want you to have in your wallet. It's not even, oh, can I use this amount of Ethereum to make the transaction happen? They're requiring you to keep money in their wallet. The same thing happens with the Coinbase wallet. You can't go down to but a certain level because they want you to have over a certain amount. That's architected in. So people don't think about that kind of thing when you're developing your own risk profile. Is that too much for me? Do I care? Do I want to do that? Or do I just want a Trezor? I just want a Ledger. I'm going to, and I'm going to put my stuff in. I'm going to hook it to my MetaMask and I'm going to do transactions. The level of bad guy out there is getting more complicated. And so you can do anything you want, but it's not suggested, me as a security professional, that you have multiple, duplicative, or anything. It's that you have what's in alignment with what you think your risk profile is. So for me, I know where my computer is. I don't want to put my keys on an iPhone. I don't want to put them on a piece of paper that can burn, or safe deposit box. That what happens if there's a story about an FBI raid on a deposit box store because people were using it wrong, and they confiscated everything, and they told people, hey, if you want to prove that it's yours, contact us and we'll give it back, and they have. But that's just that doesn't meet my risk profile. For me, as a security professional, I know that I want to have access to stuff quick. So if there's a problem with Trezor, you've got to do a lot of this, on top of that, there's a backdoor for that. If I have your keys, your Trezor is useless. If you use Exodus as a wallet, you might be limited. You might not be able to send emergency funds over to a place where you want to get in on a deal or you want to get out of somewhere. Suppose you need money. So there's just so many ways that you can look at it, but it has to be unique to you. On top of that, we're talking about, there's fees associated with the different wallets as well. I gave you that example of the way fees work Huh. I haven't had this happen before. 1 second. Oh no, she hung up. Okay. So I gotta do this. Sorry guys. Okay. So see, this is when you have when Matt would have totally like just made that play off. So the fees, you have different fees that are associated with it. When you're thinking about your wallet, when you're in a bank and you're thinking about, I want to transfer money to here or there, they don't say, hey, you have to have a minimum amount in your account to transfer. It's going to go to zero. It's not going to go. You can't transfer over what you have. And this kind of architecture is unique to crypto. So I can't sit here and give you like 20 minutes of, thoughts on this stuff. But I did want to leave you with the overall idea that, let me see if I get this right. Yeah, I did. It's just that you have to understand when you're putting, especially in DeFi, your wallet choice, your wallet positions, they're just as important as your strategy for getting into your positions. And you need to understand in those emergency situations, the architecture, the fees, or any basic understanding of the way the wallet's going to work in alignment with the way that you want to process all of your funds. So I don't know if this was a good video. If this was too technical, let us know. And I'll give you a talk about the Fed chairman, Mr. Powell, at another time. That's just crazy. And Matt will be back tomorrow. Yay! For the show. So we got lots to talk about with the launch of Forex. So I think we do this to close it out, but I'm not sure. Thanks for joining, and let me know. Highly insecure. Cheers.